Thanks to those joining me live and to those that be joining me and Ashy Knuckles on Archive. What's going on, Ashy? What's going on?
Nothing much, man. Fight week, man. Wilder Ortiz. Let's get it.
Absolutely. You said it. Fight week. Wilder Ortiz. If you're listening on Archive, take a moment and throw a jab at the like button. Make sure the like button does turn blue. Make sure you visit mandatorydefense.com. Okay, the link is right there. You guys can see it. Visit the site, man. How's the site going, Ash?
It's cool, man. Every day updating, trying to get the latest information out there as it pertains to the sport of boxing. Haven't been doing a whole lot of writing lately, so it's basically just been updated with news.
Gotcha.
And that's about it. News and fight results. I'll be covering the fight this weekend on the local tip. There's been a Dominic Gwynn sighting.
Okay.
So he'll be on the card, man. Prospect Jericho Walton will be on the card. Evander Holyfield's son, Evan Holyfield, he'll be on the card. He'll be fighting. And I forget who else is on it, but I'll keep it locked.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And as you can see right there, they make their grand arrivals at the MGM Grand Arena. You guys can check out that article. And also, I'm noticing there that Jesse Hart, Joe Smith Jr. clash at the light heavyweight division in Atlantic City. I believe ESPN's going to have that fight match. You guys can check that out as well. What are your thoughts on that fight, Ash?
Joe Smith, the one that beat Hopkins.
Yeah.
Right. Shit. Okay. Oh, damn. Okay. I think that'll be a great fight. I think it'll be great if Jesse Hart could pull it off because he kind of fell off when Zerto whooped his ass. So, Top Rank kind of, Top Rank kind of just, I don't think they put him on the back burner, but, he hadn't been the guy getting the, the bulk of the attention. I mean, granted that his father is one of the great middleweights, Philadelphia middleweights of yesteryear. Jesse Hart is what's his daddy's name? Cyclone, right?
I believe so.
Fuck, what is his dad's name?
We'll get AJ on that. It's all good. But he
I used to know all of them great middleweights, but he lost to Zerto and he kind of fell off, and now he'll get to fight against a name that we know, a guy who has pretty good names on his resume, and I think a win over Joe Smith would do a lot for his career moving forward in a hot division, and a division that don't seem likely that he could be champion, but there's a lot of talent in that division. It's a lot of guys he can match up with, like Pascal and Marcus Brown, and whenever he come back into the mix, of course you got Badu Jack and you got the Russians who are just fucking killing it right now. And it's not likely that a guy named Canelo Alvarez will fight Jesse Hart. But hey, man, stranger things have happened. He fought what's the guy at 68 that he fought? Canelo?
Rocky Fielding.
Yeah, Rocky Fielding.
It took me a moment to remember that name, but yeah.
Anything could happen, man.
He won a fight this weekend, by the way. I don't know who the hell he fought, but he won his fight. So shout out to Rocky Fielding for what it's worth. Keep up the great work with the website, Ashy, and everyone. Make sure you visit mandatorydefense.com. Okay, the link's right there.
Yep.
I want to talk about Showtime really quick. They did get the Clarissa Shields, Ivana Habazin fight. So that it's back on. It's going to be in January, right? And but I wanted to ask you this, man. Isn't Showtime like it just seems like they're in the back burner? Like they're kind of like taking back seat to Fox.
Yeah, they've been pushed out.
They've been pushed out. We already know HBO's gone.
Right.
Is it possible that Showtime can be next? To say, hey, we're done with
I don't I don't want to believe that. Maybe I would like to say this year has been an off year. Um, but I think with them taking a step back, it gave us or it gave boxing an opportunity to push forward. The apps which we were at first critical on. ESPN Plus has been stepping up. The Zone has been stepping up, and of course Fox has been stepping up. So we still have been getting boxing, but not by the usual networks. Jamal will be fighting on Showtime later on this year, and Wilder they'll be fighting on. Is that Showtime pay per view? Or is it Fox? It's Fox pay per view, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know, man. I hope not, man. I didn't want HBO to get out of the sport of boxing, but
yeah,
they lost all their talent. But it had nothing to do with the network. It had to do with Ken Hirschman. And remember, that was going to be the greatest thing they did by bringing him over from when he remember he used to control Showtime back in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And how they thought it was going to be the greatest thing because he was a guy who can budget money.
Yeah.
And all their talent end up leaving. So anyway, man, I don't want to believe Showtime's on the way out. There's plenty of fighters out there. Of course, they got the prospects they've been giving a lot of their time to, like Jerron Boots Ennis. Well, they got Clarissa Shields.
Yeah, but do you think?
And there's several other guys out there that they give opportunities to. So when those guys begin to, get to a certain level, I guess the championship level, they'll, come back hard on the scene. I hope.
Well, it just feels
there's too much talent out there. I mean, because Jared Hurd hadn't been fighting.
Right. I got you. But it just feels like, to me, the feeling I get is that they're like, and I'm not necessarily saying it was on purpose or whatnot, but it feels like they're getting the leftovers of Fox. You know what I mean? Like, and it also feels like they're like the farm system for Fox now. Like you build them up, Showbox, etc., and then once they're bigger names, we'll put them on Fox. And you think Showtime wants to be in that position, bro? Like, I think Showtime wants to be the premier of the premier. Like, they can't be happy that Wilder's fighting on Fox. I don't think they're happy, bro.
Facts. I don't think so either. But when you think about Wilder's history, his history has been with Showtime and on more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 occasions.
Right.
One fight that he's doing on Fox, I don't know if he signed an exclusive deal with Fox or, they just happen to be covering this particular fight. So unless they dropped a press release that I missed, this is just one outing. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, I feel you, man. But look, at the end of the day, like Espinosa's the one in charge of Showtime Sports, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So, look, at the end of the year, these guys got to sit down, bro. Okay, and they got to show their bosses how much success they're having. Espinosa ain't gonna have much to show, So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. But I hope I'm wrong. But it does feel like the days of Showtime could be numbered. Like, I think these are early signs, early indications where they can mutually say, you know what? Like, there's a lot of boxing out there where you don't need premium television to get it, and ultimately when AT&T bought HBO, the first thing they saw with boxing was there's too much boxing on TV, on apps for us to have it on our net. It doesn't make our network or our product unique, to have some boxing fights, and Showtime could be there. It's just they make more money doing these small, or I shouldn't say small, but they make more money doing these shows, like Shameless and stuff like that, than it costs to put on a prize fight. You know what I mean? So they could have an out here, but who knows? You know what I mean? Maybe next year they come back and they do better than ever. But I'm with you. I hope Showtime sticks around because that's more bread and more another avenue for fighters to fight on, man. So, but
Right.
have you gotten that same feeling like they're just kind of out of the loop, like Fox is hogging all the big fights?
I have, but I didn't put too much stock into it. As a boxing fan, I've just been, just taking what I've been given, and whatever avenue I've been able to watch championship fighting, I've just been taking advantage of that. But now that you raise the issue and bring it to the forefront, when I really think about it, it does seem like they are on the back burner. But I'm not sure if they're on their way out, because I think they still have an interest in certain fighters like Gervonta Tank Davis.
Right.
So unless all those guys come to Fox, I think Gervonta actually fought on Fox once.
Right.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. I know Al Heyman has a deal with Fox and he has a deal with Showtime, but I don't know if he's just showing favoritism, or I don't know. I don't know how well him and Espinoza have been, talking behind the scenes in terms of the fights that they're willing to pay for.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me, bro?
Yes, I can hear you.
I don't know what their talks have been like in terms of the fights that they're willing to pay for, but yeah, it's not looking good. They need to come back with a vengeance, man, to kind of let the boxing world know that they're not going anywhere.
Most definitely. Look, man, we'll see how that goes with that, and we'll see. Like I said, maybe they're just trying to use Fox to get more eyeballs on these guys, and then it's like, hey, they're on Showtime now, so you never know, right? But we'll see how that goes. Actually, George Foreman had an interview with Max Kellerman, and he said Max Kellerman brought up the whole, Tyson, those rumors that Tyson didn't want to fight you, Foreman. What are your thoughts? And Foreman said, well, I'm glad he didn't want to fight me because I wanted no parts of that guy. I was terrified of Tyson. And Max Kellerman asked him again, you were terrified? And he said, I was terrified of that guy. I was terrified of that man. I did not want to fight him. To that you say what, Ash?
Bullshit. I think he's bullshitting.
Just being a nice guy.
You know what I'm saying? I think he's just being a nice guy. I've seen an interview maybe about a year or two ago where he said he was scared of Joe Frazier, and I find that to be very, very hard to believe. George Foreman at that time, when he was a young fighter in his prime, was a strong, young, menacing heavyweight championship fighter that did not. It looked like he wasn't afraid of a damn thing, and he damn sure fought like it too. He was bigger than damn near everybody. He hit harder than damn near everybody, and he was running through every damn body. So I have, in order to perform the way he was performing at that time, you have to have a certain amount of confidence along with your skill. And the only way you're going to get that type of confidence is if you're looking at all the top fighters, knowing in your mind that you can beat the shit out of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So on fight night, he's going in there with a tremendous amount of belief, confidence, and work that's been done in the gym along with his natural attributes, and he was beating everybody's ass. And this is the Foreman that we all grew to know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, I've been firm on my belief that fighters are not afraid of each other. I think Foreman, being that a grandfather, and in that stage of his career, he's trying to just go along and get along and say the type of things to make everybody just kind of feel good. And, I guess, kind of breathe life into the story or whatnot. But I'm sure even Mike Tyson will tell you that George Foreman was not afraid of him, man.
But what do you attribute that to? I know somebody put it, he's a Christian. He's trying to be humble. Like, you think that has a lot to do with it? Does
Right.
he? Maybe he respects Tyson. He doesn't like people saying that he was scared of him, or like, you know what I mean? Like, I guess I don't.
All the champions, man. Once those guys retire, man, all that smoke that they think they wanted in their youth, man, all that stuff kind of just goes away, man. At that point, when you don't fight no more,
Right.
it's all in the books. It all exists in the minds of the boxing fans. Your history, everything you've done. So there's no reason to harbor any ill will towards anybody. I mean, you see Tyson at Holyfield, they're friends. When Tyson bit his fucking ear and spit it on the mat and pointed at the motherfucker back in the game, they're able to actually go out and have dinner. Lennox, Tyson, they're cool. There's no reason to harbor all those bad feelings. I think only Marvin Hagler has it for Sugar Ray Leonard still, but other than that, I don't know too many fighters that are retired that
No, I hear you, man.
Have those type of feelings towards each other.
A shout out to the boxing historian. What's going on, Brian? And Man in Water says Foreman is so full of shit. Salute DStyle says the perfection. And Boxing Spreadsheet, aka Blood Boxing in the house. He said he's bullshitting. All right.
Okay.
Foreman is worth $500 million. He's happy. Like, this dude's like, I don't care. Like, I'll just say I was terrified at Tyson.
You ain't thinking about no fighting. Right. What is it gonna do? It ain't gonna tarnish his legacy.
Dude, this dude is still cashing, bro. Those George Foreman grill checks. Right? Now this guy ain't worried about nothing. All right. By the way, Ash, you ever own a George Foreman grill?
Several. In fact, when in my field, in the oil field, when I used to do a lot more traveling, I had to come on the road with me. When you hit these hotels up, some of them don't have little kitchenettes. And when you're doing these shutdowns, you're working like 12 and a half hours a day. You ain't got time to be, shopping and doing all that other stuff or going to restaurants. You got to go home, shower, and go to sleep and get ready to do it over again. So George Foreman grill, love the damn thing. Broke it too.
Yeah, I've had two, both of them.
Need to get another one.
You gotta get another one. Okay, I think it's brilliant too, and cooks on both sides, cooks faster. The grease rolls down. It's like a brilliant idea. But anyway, yeah, I owned a George Foreman grill too. Who in the chat owned a George Foreman grill? Okay, that's something, man. Wasn't there another fighter that's going to put his name on it or some? And they said no, I think. Or another athlete or something. And George Foreman said yeah to it. But maybe I'm wrong about that. But who would have won, Ash? Who would have won that fight? If Tyson would have been like, hell yeah, let's get in the ring. And for whatever reason, they started throwing words around and they fought.
Tyson before he went to jail, Tyson after he got off lock.
Okay. Story B, man, what's going on? Man.
Which Tyson are we talking about here? We talking about the Tyson that before he went to jail or the Tyson that
let's start with the one after jail. Let's start with that. Tyson.
I mean, the Tyson that fought Francois Botha, I think he would have had problems with Big George, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think Tyson hits Big George with the overhand right and he goes to sleep like Botha did because Botha was whooping that ass. You know what I'm saying? I still remember it like it was yesterday. Ha, 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 ha. He kept sounding off every time he hit Tyson with a 1-2. You know what I'm saying? And over time, Tyson just timed his ass and put his fucking ass away with a one-hitter quitter. Big George wasn't just big and strong, man. He was tough and he took a hell of a shot. And he used to use that little Archie Moore defense to the best of his ability and while coming forward. So I think knowing how fragile, or how Tyson runs out of ideas when he know he can't hurt him, man, I think it would have been very difficult, especially if Foreman start putting them paws on him, because Foreman was heavy handed, man, and whatever he hit, he was. I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to. It's just kind of hard to say. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I probably would go Foreman with the Tyson that came out of jail. Tyson, before he went to jail, I think he probably could have won the decision. You know what I'm saying? Because I think his youth would have had so much to do with it. I think his activity would have been up. His stamina would have been there for the long haul. He bobbed and weaved so much, and I don't think Foreman was probably fast enough to catch him with all that weaving, ducking, dipping, and dodging Tyson did. And, he was making you miss and making you pay, in his earlier time. So I still don't think he would have knocked out Foreman. I don't even know if he probably could have even hurt him. You know what I'm saying? But I do think he could have outlasted him. So before jail, Tyson by decision. After jail, Foreman.
All right.
That's just my call.
I tend to agree with that, although I still feel it was a nightmare matchup, bro. And I don't buy this whole I was scared of Tyson. Okay. But, let's see what some people got to say here. Okay. The boxing historian, he would have killed Tyson worse than Frazier. Man, that's saying a lot. Foreman 91 is different than Foreman 96. Moore was just tailor-made to run into something, but Foreman was better in 91. So, there you go. But, what about Prime versus Prime? I know that wasn't possible, but if both guys fought in
mythical matchup.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Probably no, Foreman, man. Foreman.
Yeah, I just think it was a nightmare.
Old Foreman against a young Tyson, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But young Foreman and young Tyson? No, man. I don't. No, man. It's Foreman all day.
Yeah. So the verdict is he's just being a nice guy. He's full of shit.
Yeah. I don't know if he's full of shit, but he's definitely trying to be a nice guy.
Yeah. A lot of people's got, Foreman. Blood boxing, Foreman. All right. Andrew Shaw, what's going on? Said he's had a couple of them. George Foreman Grill. All right. With that said, believe it or not, Ash, believe it or not, it doesn't feel like it. It feels like it's a distance away. You know what I mean? But AJ Ruiz is just 3 weeks away, bro.
Oh, yeah.
3 weeks away. This fight's just 3 weeks away. It feels like it's 2 months away. Well, what are your thoughts, man? Early thoughts here. Have you changed your mind at all about how you think this fight's going to go?
Man, I'll jump back on the fence. I ain't going to lie.
Right.
It's just one of those fights, It's a fight that basically tell a story of where AJ is going to go after this. In fact, you know what? I read that AJ is going to be getting $85 million.
That's crazy. Now, is this dollars or is it like some other type of currency we don't know about?
Man, I wouldn't give a damn if it was in pesos. That's a lot of goddamn money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a lot of damn money.
That's still like 10 million pesos, but that is a lot of money, bro. I mean, holy shit, is that a lot of money? Right? And one needs to ask, Ashi, like, if you already got $80 million and some damn Mexican still keeps coming and coming, and at some point you're going to say, you know what?
Okay.
I'm out. Right?
Yeah.
That's got to play a role, no?
Yeah, Jamaica's nice this time of year. I'll just go ahead and lay down. I don't even know if he'll be interested in fighting after this, $85 million.
That's a lot of money.
He could go the Buster Douglas route.
Because when he's already made tens of millions in the sport, and then you put this on top of that, you think like, we're gonna find out, bro. If this dude really is a fighter.
You want a fighter. You want
We're
to
gonna
fight.
find out because
Yeah.
he's an athlete that knows how to box and he has some natural gifts, is what he has. But we're gonna find out if this dude has the metal because Andrew Ruiz is coming, bro. He ain't going anywhere,
Punches hurt.
and he's gonna keep coming and coming.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm here, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm in your face, and he's gonna be getting hit. And I'm like something like I just like you. I've kind of gone back and forth with this fight because the location and stuff like that. And then, but recently, man, I mean, they're already talking about this dude might retire after this fight, win or lose.
I could believe it.
Yeah.
He already said after I beat Ruiz, don't nobody tell me nothing about Wilder. That to me says, you know what, I'm not really interested in proving who's the best heavyweight. I'm not even trying to prove who's the best between me and Wilder, To me, don't exude the temperament of a championship fighter, So to me, he's just going through the motions. I don't want to say that. I definitely don't want to believe it. I believe there's a lot to build on with AJ. I don't want to just say he's just raw. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he got some type of experience. He was champion. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not even sure if he really believes in himself, man, in this fight. It's like a hit or miss. Everybody's expecting him to be what they've been, gassing him up to be. I'm not sure if he really believes that's who he is. So in the fight, I think right now I'm leaning towards him, having success early and then gassing and then Ruiz really pouring it on,
It's look, man, but the problem is Ruiz might come in from round one, bro, put it heavy on him. You know what I mean? Ruiz talking about coming about 8 pounds lighter in this fight. Do you like that?
I mean, only he know was going, was good for him. I mean, this is the heavyweight division. He may look like a weeble wobble ass dude, but we know, what he comes to do when it's fight night. Looks are deceiving, man. Going into the 6th, 7th, 8th round, he's still coming forward. He's still looking fresh up in there.
Well, what they're not going to do, Ash. It's not like they're going to go to the ring and like, all right, judges, ready?
Pose down, yeah.
They didn't do that. So if they did that, AJ would win all day. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the fact of the matter is, they're going to go in there and they're going to thump. They're going to fight. And I think you have to factor this in your predictions, guys, or just your analysis. This guy's going to make allegedly anyway, over $80 million for this fight. That is like stupid money. Okay, that's like that is crazy. Like I think only Mayweather and Pacquiao in their fight have made more than that in history. Okay, that is crazy money, and to make that type of money coming off a loss, okay, this dude just got defeated, and he's gonna go make the most money he's ever made. That is unbelievable.
Just got stopped too.
Right. So
it just brought a lot more interest into the rematch because it's the heavyweight division,
Mm-hmm.
There was an upset. So the interest went all the way to 10, interest that wasn't there previously. I mean, there was no interest in him fighting Ruiz. Ruiz was the late substitute, didn't even have a full camp, and he won. So now everybody want to see, is this really a fluke, or is the first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world a real deal? So we're going to find out.
We're most definitely going to find out. And now some people have been saying, Ashy, could there be a Buster Douglas effect? Like, he hit his high, big upset win, then he's just kind of like nosedive and maybe not take this fight so serious. I don't believe that's the case, but there's some people that suspect that. He's still doing interviews, still eating tacos on some videos. Do you have any concerns that Ruiz is perhaps, taking this fight lightly?
I don't think so. Like I said, it's the heavyweight division. He don't have to make weight. It's not like he a middleweight and he's straining and losing water and nutrients and vitamins trying to hit a certain number during the weigh-in. You know, it's the heavyweight. As long as he over 200 pounds, he good. So you can eat whatever you want. Obviously, you want to stay away from cake and ice cream and all that other stuff. It ain't gonna do you one bit of good, you know. But a taco here and there as a heavyweight while you in training camp, that it ain't gonna hurt you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't have to just become a vegetarian during training camp like Timothy Bradley used to do. You know, it's the heavyweight division. So as long as he fighting, he he in good shape. He can go 12 good rounds, throwing a lot of punches, high punch output. I mean, just think about it. The heavyweight division that we're accustomed to watching now are putting out so much more punches than what we're accustomed to seeing out of a lot of different heavyweight fights that we've seen in the past. Now, I'm not saying all the heavyweight fights, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying a lot of heavyweights do a lot of hugging with each other, you know? A lot of clinching and hugging because they don't have the stamina to put out that type of output. But these guys, man, they're letting their hands go. So if he can still muster up that type of output and go 12 rounds, 12 strong rounds, then he's good. It don't matter that he's eating a taco.
No, I agree with that. But we will see. This is what's being said, of course. There is that concern that perhaps, you know, even it's not 80 million, but, you know, he made 19 million.
Mayorga came to the weigh-in when he fought Vernon Forrest, eating not even that time. Rematch, eating a piece of chicken, fried chicken. He came to the weigh-in eating fried chicken before he stepped on the scale. In the rematch with Vernon Forrest.
Yo hice eso. Claro que sí. There you go. He just confirmed it. All right. Okay, but man, it's I believe Ruiz is the real deal. I think Ruiz beats AJ in convincing fashion, says Andrew Charles. We will definitely see. There's some debate going on about how Tyson would do in this era. I think Tyson destroys just about everybody. A prime Tyson in this era. So I disagree, man. And what I think Tyson destroys everybody, like in my opinion, but a prime Tyson for sure. With that said, we'll definitely get back to that fight the closer we get to it. But the fight this weekend, Ash, okay, for the WBC and now the PBC world title.
What?
That's right. It was announced that the vacant, I like how they called it vacant, but the vacant PBC championship.
No way.
And it's being called a unification fight. Yes way.
No way.
Yes way.
Please tell me the line. Not another fucking belt.
It's another belt. The PBC belt.
Fuck it. UFC's doing it, I guess.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, that's right. Even UFC is doing it now. So everybody's doing it. Everybody's going to fight for a belt. Everyone is making a belt. It's going to be the zone belt, top ranked ESPN belt. It's just, But that aside, not to cloud over the fight itself, which I think is a great fight. The Wilder Ortiz fight, the fight's here. It's going to happen, Ash. All right. One thing I want to say though is, how surprised are you that he's taking this fight again? When I all bullshit aside, he didn't have to. He did not have to take this fight again.
No, he didn't. But it's just a testament of what type of metal this guy has. You know what I'm saying? He's a fighting champion, and he constantly wants to prove he is the best. He don't want to just say it. He want to go against the best talent that they got out there. And as of right now, Fury had 2 fights. He didn't want to do the rematch, the immediate rematch. He wanted to get some work in before the rematch with Wilder. AJ and Andy Ruiz are doing a rematch in a few weeks. Gerald Miller popped dirty. So, who else was there for him to fight that represents a top guy? He fought the guy who everybody ducks, the crafty boxing punching ability of a crafty southpaw. It's one thing to be a great boxer in the heavyweight division, but you're a great boxer and you're a lefty. You know, we all know most people try to avoid the left-handers. You know what I'm saying? Great left-handers dominate the sport. You know, and
Yeah.
this is a guy that most of them were avoiding to begin with, and Wilder's already seen the best that Luis Ortiz had to offer, and his best wasn't good enough. You know, he almost knocked Wilder out in what, round 7? It was either round 7 or round 9.
I'm pretty sure it was 7.
Yeah, round 7, the explosive round. I mean, it was a lot of ebbs and flows in that fight. And there was a lot of interest in the fight, too, due to the fact of how well Ortiz did against Wilder. When most people, he just stretching him, you know, one hit a quitter. So I think it's great for Wilder to give him another opportunity. It's a fight that's not guaranteed. Actually, no fight is guaranteed, but this is a very tough matchup, and this is one that he can lose, and he's jeopardizing a lot because he got a potential payday with Fury coming up. And if, you know, AJ beats Ruiz and grows some balls, you got a unification there. Or if Ruiz beats AJ, Ruiz already said he wanted to fight Wilder. So he's risking a lot here, man. And this is a winnable fight, but it's also one that he could lose. But kudos to him for stepping to the plate, man.
I just want to say real quick to boxing historian, the BMF belt was a bullshit belt, bro. Like you know, I'm just saying, okay? Like, we can't defend it when UFC does it and then trash boxing all the time for doing it. Like, you know, we got to be even across the board. It's a bullshit belt. You know what I mean? But that's just my opinion on that. But let's check this out, man. First of all, 41-0 with 40 knockouts is unbelievable. That's crazy.
Right.
Okay. And people bring up the resume, dude. I don't care who you fought. Knocking out 40 men. Okay. And he's knocked out just all his wins. He has a knockout every because he knocked out Stavern in the rematch. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, bro, this is crazy. Okay. And then Luis Ortiz, the reason his knockout ratio doesn't stick out here is because of Wilder's, but his knockout ratio is high too. Okay, 95.24 to 76.47. I mean, that is absolutely nuts, okay? Luis Ortiz is a big dude. He's just, you know, and he's massive. He's not taller than Wilder, but he's outweighing Wilder here. Now, I will say he looks in great shape, Ashy. The look.
Yeah.
Like, he looks in phenomenal shape, but Wilder recently came out and he said, man, this dude ain't training like a heavyweight. Like, he's training like he's in those other weight classes. We're just different, you know. Is it possible that King Kong Ortiz just is not going to be himself? He's going to look the part, but is he going to be the part?
It's a good possibility, man. He could go in there and leave everything that he had in the gym. And on fight night, just be sluggish and lethargic and not look like himself, even though his body looks the part. You know what I'm saying? He's like he said, he's training like a fiend, and the guy who's actually doing the strength and conditioning is training him as if Luis Ortiz is a junior middleweight or something like that. And I think Wilder has a point that heavyweights and middleweights are not the same. Their bodies are different. And like I said, heavyweights are not trying to hit a certain number, you know. So all the training, the style of training he's been doing for the bulk of his 40 years on you know, I won't say the 40 years, but the bulk of his professional years goes out of the window. He's taking it to a whole nother. At the end of the day, all this could be smoke and mirrors. He could come out and just smoke Wilder. All heavyweights need to train like Luis Ortiz. So it just remains to see what Ortiz you're going to get on the night of the fight. So far, I have not seen a lethargic Ortiz. I've seen an Ortiz that was fresh off Wilder's ass and gave him a good run for his money. So it looked like he's taking it serious, man. I don't want to just take Wilder at his word and just say, oh, Ortiz, he's a 40-year-old man. He's not going to perform because he's overtraining. I want to see it. I want to see it happen. if that's what's going on.
I got Wilder at about 74, basically 75% chance of winning this fight by my projection here. Is that fair? Or you think it's a lot closer than that?
Well, initially I thought that because Ortiz had some success against him, and he was doing well, and he was finding him, he was timing him, he was countering him, he was dictating. He got on his toes a little bit, boxed a little bit, circling to his right. I mean, he was looking good at times in the fight, but so naturally you'll think, because he's already had a dance partner, he's danced with him before, that he knows he can get to him again, and that may be true, but he was also stopped. And it's one thing to think you want to get in the ring and get a rematch because you felt you got a raw deal. There's another thing when you get in the ring and realize this guy knocked me the fuck out last time, and this guy's right hand had me doing a stanky leg. So his natural inclination, I believe, is to circle away from the power hand of Wilder, or what he believes is a power hand, which is the right hand, even though Wilder got power in both hands. So I think the chances that he thinks he's gonna take in the ring when the fight actually happens, he's gonna be hesitant to take those chances because of the right hand. So I think due to him probably being a little hesitant only gives Wilder a much higher opportunity to find him, with his range and punches that come from odd angles. And with Wilder, it only takes one. So he may miss for a minute, but once he finds him and he hits him flush, he's gonna hurt him, and then it's only gonna be downhill after that. Because Wilder already knows he can put him down and put him out.
Yeah, to already have that mentality coming in. But I will say, though, if Ortiz, because he does have a very good chance in this fight. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, he can fight. Yeah.
No doubt about that. And I think it's even more than a puncher's chance. Like, he's got a legitimate shot to win. And
yeah.
I think people are overlooking that a little bit. Just like I'm picking Wilder to win, but I wouldn't be like shocked. It's not going to shock me like if Ortiz wins. I'm not going to be like, oh my God. It might surprise me a little bit. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. But holy shit, is that something we got to keep an eye on? Wilder is dangerous every second of a fight, though. You know what I mean? And that's, to me, is always going to be the equalizer, even when he's getting outboxed, bro. And that's the problem Ortiz is going to have. Like Ortiz has less room for error than Wilder in this fight. Okay.
Right.
But
he's dangerous too, though. Ortiz out of there with a good combination too.
Yes. And like I said, it's his knockout ratio doesn't stick out because he's right next to Wilder. You know what I mean? But he's dangerous. Only a few men can say I've gone the distance with Luis Ortiz.
Yeah.
So here's what I see, man. If Ortiz wins the fight, okay, do we still see Wilder Fury? Like, is that?
Yeah, I think they'll still fight. To be honest, I think if Ortiz wins, the heavyweight division just comes alive because you're gonna have so many players now. Then Gerald Miller gonna come back into the fold. Boxing gives dope fiends, dope users second, third, and fourth chances, so he'll be back. Dillian White don't want to be a cook anymore. He'll be back, and we got our glamour division, man. So I'm not hoping that Wilder loses. You know what I'm saying? But if he does, our heavyweight division is alive and kicking and breathing.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, bro, that would be crazy. No doubt about that. But then on the flip side, though, it's getting to a dispute. It's going to be a little harder. It's like a harder path. Because I'm thinking trilogy if he wins. You know what I mean? Like if Ortiz wins, we got a trilogy.
He probably does have a rematch clause if he loses.
And then we got to think about it. When's the last time we seen a trilogy of this magnitude anyway. Because not counting, I don't count Rui, the other Ruiz against Holyfield, not counting that fight. When have we seen like a trilogy like that in the heavyweight division?
Holyfield Bow.
There you go. So
Holyfield really.
This could be that of this generation.
Could be without Fan Man.
Well, without the Fan Man and
maybe
Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's going to get in the damn parachute, and
that would not surprise me one bit to see that ogre motherfucker flying into the, you know what I'm saying, flying down from a parachute. He would be the type of dude to do that.
Well, what are your thoughts on Tyson Fury winning by a one-punch knockout in the WWE? He knocked the dude out with one punch.
Man, I didn't even tune in for that. You know what? I'm gonna try to YouTube it and find it. Okay. I didn't watch it. I mean, if he's doing it to enhance his profile in the States, it may work. It may work. That's a big audience. It ain't like he don't have a good personality, man. You know what I'm saying? He a nut. So, people like having guys that make them laugh around him. It just so happens he happens to be a fighter too. So, if he can draw interest and people actually want to check him out and see what he's about, then it's a good thing. But I don't know what to think about him knocking out somebody in the WWE with a shot though.
Yeah, he hit him so hard. He knocked him out. Yeah,
that's a bunch of
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. I mean, obviously, it can't hurt his profile. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, in terms of people watching him, he's definitely giving himself exposure and stuff like that. So, good for him. But I will say, Ashley, that when it comes to this fight, I do believe Wilder's going to win. I think for a southpaw, the right hand is your primary weapon to use against southpaw, and that just so happens to be the primary weapon of Deontay Wilder. And this dude, and he could shoot that right hand from different angles, And while I could see Ortiz winning a couple rounds, I think he's gonna be mid-round stoppage. I got this fight in, so 6th, 7th round. I think Wilder stops him. I don't see this fight going decision no matter who wins. What's that?
One-sided or nip and tuck?
You mean if it's going to be two-sided?
Yeah, is it going to be a one-sided Wilder, or are they going to?
I think
one-sided for Ortiz before he gets stretched.
No, it's going to be two-way. If it's one-sided, he'll knock out Ortiz in 3 rounds. If it's one-sided. I don't think it's going to be one-sided, though. I think Ortiz is too good of a boxer. Unless he comes in there, like we talked about earlier, looks flat and stuff like that. Unless something like that happens. But, I think Ortiz will do enough to last halfway through that fight. And then he's going to get caught with some. And that some is that big right hand. And he's going to be taken out, bro. I think he's going to be knocked out. 10 count.
Yeah, I think Wilder going to stretch him, too. I just see him. Maybe he'll take one right hand, and then that'll be enough to make him be gun shy. Because Wilder, he just don't look like that he can generate that type of power, but the numbers ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? The numbers not lying, man. So
definitely,
he is a fighter. Ortiz is a fighter, so I do believe he's going to go out there with the intentions to do well. But punches hurt. And yeah, man, I think he's gonna have flashbacks, and all those wanting to take risks and take chances is going to go right out the window. In fact, he may retreat all the way into the 12th round. You never know, man.
Well, I
I
mean,
know, but Ortiz, Wilder gonna get to him. Man.
and as Charles, of course, both guys going down is possible. Of course, it'll be look, man. If Wilder gets knocked down in this fight, actually, like if he actually goes down, even if he gets up, man, he's in trouble, bro. Because Ortiz can close the show. The fact that he survived that 7th round shows me a lot, bro. But if he actually gets knocked down and he's like not all there and it's like still half a round to go, Ortiz will take him out. But I just don't think that's going to happen, but it's possible.
It could. It could definitely happen, man. Ortiz does have the skills to beat the fuck out of Wilder, really. You know what I'm saying? Skill for skill. Wilder can't box as good as Ortiz at all. You know what I'm saying? Wilder's a good boxer, but he makes a lot of mistakes. His game is Swiss cheese. But when you got a fucking eraser, you know what I'm saying? You can make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? In the fight, you try not to make as many as possible. You try to minimize your mistakes. But when you got an eraser and just knowing that if you tap somebody on the chin, that you can put them down and put them out, man, you can get away with a lot of stuff that most guys can't. Ortiz is a seasoned fighter. You know what I'm saying? Cerebral, seasoned boxer puncher who knows how to decode what his opponents are doing and then time them with a good combination and put them motherfuckers down. So it's not beyond the rim of reason that he finds Wilder and puts him on his ass. I don't know if that'll happen, but it wouldn't surprise me if he did it.
Yeah, like that dude's got the checkmate on that right hand. Like checkmate at any moment.
Yeah.
But I took the pawns, bro. But I took it's over. Checkmate. What? It's over. Like, you know what I mean? Like, good night. All right. And let me tell you something. It's not like he's just swinging the right hand either. It's not like he's just swinging and hoping it lands. Let me just throw his right hand and hopefully it land on this. That's not what's happening. Like, I'm with you. Ortiz is a better boxer overall, but the skills that Wilder has as a knockout artist are real.
Right.
That's a skill. It's not just a lot of guys in the history of boxing have had a big punch, but Wilder's been able to consistently deliver that against every single fighter he's fought, guys. Okay, even against say what you will about Tyson Fury. I know the dude's annoying and all that, but dude can box, right? Dude's slick in there. And guess what? He still got caught twice, right? So barely got up the second time. He's going to catch Ortiz, man. I don't think Ortiz is good enough to avoid it for 12 rounds. I just don't. Plus, it's in his head. He could try and make it like in like a dull fight and stuff like that, but he's not going to win a decision like that, Like, does he want to be known as a guy that just survived, or does he want to be known as a guy that went for it? I think that's what he wants. And here's what makes him dangerous, Ashley. He's got nothing to lose.
Then he turned down the AJ fight for this rematch.
Yeah.
When AJ trying to fight Ortiz, when Jarrell Miller popped dirty, and Ortiz was like, "Nah, I'm gonna fight Wilder." That's what I heard.
He just didn't want to take it last second.
Oh, you want a full camp? I get it.
But
I get it.
See me when I have a full camp. See me then. And Wilder's gonna fight the guy with a full camp. Right. Well, shout out to 84, by the way. I think Ortiz is gonna be very dangerous in for 6 rounds before he gets gassed. Okay. And boxing historians saying Wilder could get knocked out in this fight.
Yeah. It's heavyweight boxing.
If Wilder loses, bro, like every heavyweight in the planet today will have that vulnerable fight where they look human. That's gonna make something crazy. But you think AJ gets in the ring with him if he loses?
Man, if AJ makes 85 million, I'm not sure if he fights again.
Wow. I'm not sure he fights again either. You guys should watch AJ because Rui's gonna knock him out. Okay, you guys got to check him out. Okay, that's gonna be the end of AJ, probably. You know,
I'm interested to see how the backdrop is in Saudi Arabia. You know, or is it going to be sand dunes in the background? You know, do they ever build a fucking stadium, or is it just dirt seats? Or I want to
right?
see how they put this thing together, man.
Now I hear you, man. For anybody coming in, make sure you throw a jab at the like button. We got 5 more minutes here. Last question about this fight, Ash. Ortiz is like a negative 450, something like that, or plus 450, I should say. You know, bet 100, you win 400. Worth a bet?
Hell yeah. Why not? That's a good bet.
It's a good
You
bet.
get more than 50-50 odds.
Yeah.
Put 100 down, win 450, and this is a guy with real skills too. Anything can happen on the night of the fight, man. Two good fighters in the ring. Somebody got to take that L, bro.
Yes.
So, and
Look,
you can't pick the outcome. The ring got to sort that shit out. That's
right.
a damn good bet, man. That's a good bet to take.
There you guys should definitely take that bet. Make sure you throw a jab at the like button. I'm thinking about betting that fight because I got Ortiz at close to 30% chance of winning. That's not bad for 4-1 odds. You know, so thinking about it, you know, Wilder's not a really good bet. You got to bet like I think you got to bet like I forgot what it was like $800 to win 100.
Nah.
You know, like, I don't know if I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I ain't betting that much money to win 100. Ain't gonna happen. Okay, who I got in Survivor Series: Brock Lesnar or Rey Mysterio? Whoever Vince says is gonna win. That's who. All right. It's an Erector Sit Stadium with the pictures of being constructed. It's still being constructed, like right now. It's still being constructed, Ashy. Right now. We're 3 weeks.
I don't know what else. I don't know what.
Dude, we're gonna watch a boxing fight.
It should have been done.
It's the heavyweight championship of the world, bro. You know how many arenas are already ready to host it, and you're gonna build the stadium. What if it's not ready? What if that shit? Imagine that shit collapses in the middle of the fight or something.
That's what I was thinking. Like, if it ain't built by now, what type of inspection is going to take place once it actually gets built? So,
yeah, I have no idea, bro.
Maybe they don't give a damn over there.
And how do you
Saudi
inspect?
Arabia.
Like, let's say it sits 8,000. I'm just throwing that number out there, but how do you inspect that? Like with this little time, you know, they're gonna have 8,000 people on there for the first time when the fight happens. That's crazy. You know what I mean?
Somebody will stand on the seats and just kind of run all the way around the arena on the seats itself. I don't know, to see if any of them malfunction.
I don't know, man.
I have no idea. Or the time frame it will take to do it.
Let me see if I could look up really quick this stadium, bro. So, I mean, I don't know how old these pictures are, bro, but let's check it out. I mean, you know, they're working on it. It looks like they're going to use some regular chairs. Look at this. I don't know why those chairs are there, like, right now. You know what I mean? Like, they set up the chairs. You see the chairs in the middle? Like it's just to make it look more full, but I don't know, bro. Like, it's I'm not liking this, bro. Like, is this really the arena right here? Oh no, that's a model. That's not even the real thing, bro. I don't know, bro. Like, I don't understand.
It doesn't look like that.
I mean, I don't know. I hope, Ashley, that was from months ago. This picture. I come from a family of construction workers. There's no way. If this was just a couple weeks ago, it's not a good sign. So, Nassim, the dream comes on. What's going on, bro? Yes, Stadium will not be ready for the fight night. If there will be a lot of dangerous things going on, holy shit! But they don't have labor laws like we do. So let's get a bunch of third country nationals from India, Pakistan work 20-hour shifts. I guess, you know what I mean? Tired people don't do good work, bro. I'll tell you that much right now. There's no concrete holding the structure up. Danger zone. I don't know. This is crazy. Like they're still building it like right now. That's insane. This is from the Sun.
Not a good look.
Yeah, they're saying, look at that. They said they're gonna have folding chairs, bro, at the fucking stadium. Look at this. All right.
Not a good look. Not for the price of admission.
We have better stadiums at Texas high schools. Yeah, bro. Conquest Stadium here. Right, it's better. It's a high school football stadium. Okay. It's just bleachers, but it's better. All right. We got a concrete one. He's a high school right here in El Paso. They could have done it there. Right. Plenty of places. They could have done it in many places. Okay. But they had to do it there. Why? I don't know. Right. The atmosphere is important to AJ fans. Well, that's it. Well, actually, that is the hour, man. We got through it. All right. I do apologize if I had any internet issues at the beginning. I have no idea what's going on with my router, but I got to get that checked.
Mine's fucking up too.
Yeah. But with that said, Ashley, any final words and any final thoughts on this coming fight, man?
May the best man win, man. Just can't wait to see it.
Can't wait to see that fight either. We'll see you guys here next week, same time. A puncher chance with D-Style and Ashley Knuckles. This is D-Style Boxing. Keep it boxing. We're out.